Hey guys, this is me, JP again. Listen, I gotta talk to you all about this whole Christian Bale is flipping his lid thing on the set of Terminator 4. First of all, you know, I like Christian Bale as an actor. I think he's a good actor. He was really good in American Psycho and The Machinist and Empire of the Sun, and he was really good in what was the other one? Well, obviously, I thought he was a pretty good Batman. I thought he was an okay Bruce Wayne. I thought, he's a good actor. I'm not saying I'm a Christian Bale fanboy or anything, so, I'm not coming to his rescue or anything. I'm just here looking at it objectively to state my opinion on the whole matter. Now, certainly Bale has already been noted for, you know, his anger management issues regarding his mom, the day before the premiere of Dark Knight in Europe, and I thought that, the way the media reacted to it was really, really unfair. Coming from a teenager's standpoint, I can tell you right now that the way he reacted isn't really too far fetched. Really, I mean, the guy had obviously didn't see. From what I heard, he hadn't been with his mom for quite a while, and then she and her sister show up asking Bale to give them money and stuff. Like, from what I've heard, his sister asked him for like 200K. I mean, that's kind of, and he's an asshole for yelling at them and getting mad at them. I mean, how fair is that? I mean, they didn't even, call the police when it happened. It just happened, the day before the premiere happened. I think that was just totally unfair how they treated him, saying, oh, he's a bad person because he yells at his mom and he argues with his mom and he says mean things to his mom. Well, when all of a sudden your mom shows up at your doorstep asking for money, just because you're getting famous and things like that, like really famous. Because, he was in American Psycho and The Machinist before, but, he hadn't been too famous. Now he's a big star, now that he's going to be not only Batman, but also John Connor in Terminator 4. So, and back to the thing about Terminator 4, I mean, yeah, the guy really, blew a casket over this thing, but, I mean, you gotta consider what happened. I mean, this is a guy who takes his acting really, really seriously. I mean, if you ever heard about how he's set up for The Machinist, he tried to lose like 60 to 100 pounds for that movie. And the people said, no, you cannot lose any more weight because it'll be a serious health concern. And, he takes his acting very, very seriously. He doesn't, go, oh, well, I'm just gonna. I mean, it's not like that Family Guy skit with Ben Affleck where he prepares to be King Henry VIII or whatever in 10 seconds by going hello, 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 hello. He's not like that. This is a guy who really, really, takes his acting very seriously. And considering how I believe it was the director of photography or a stagehand or something, he had messed up like 2 times prior to him flipping out, and then he flipped out again by just walking onto the set while they were in the middle of a scene. I mean, who knows what that scene could have been? It could have been, just a minuscule thing or it could have been something really, really important. I mean, he basically fucked up like twice, and then again. Obviously this guy, I would be freaking pissed if he just walked on the set, even if I wasn't doing something really important. The fact that he did it 2 times prior or whatever, he was messing with the lights or he just walked in front of the camera. What I heard, I mean, you gotta admit, that's seriously unprofessional of him. Like, he really, I don't know. To think that someone is suddenly mean because they get really mad when they're an actor, like a professional actor, and they're trying to do a scene, and all of a sudden some guy messes up a scene, all of a sudden they yell at the guy, and then they're a jerk? I mean, that doesn't really make much sense to me at all, to be perfectly honest. People are suddenly saying, oh, he's a prima donna, and oh, what a scumbag, how could he, how can he live with himself because he's so mean to people? It's like, well, he's the hero in Terminator. And, this is a big deal. Mainly because this Terminator most likely is not going to have Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. The guy who put this series of movies on the Hollywood timeline. So the fact of the matter is that a lot of this movie, the stake of this movie, is riding on Christian Bale. Because he's going to be playing John Connor growing up, saving the world. And he's got to make this movie look good if Arnold Schwarzenegger is not going to be in it. You know, with Batman, you had plenty of stars playing other characters, but as so far, from what we've seen, this movie is about Christian Bale. You know, this movie is very important, especially to all the other fanboys who like things like Batman and, you know, geeky, and, you know, how we like our geeky stuff. We care. The fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't going to be in it, you know, even people who aren't into, you know, geeky stuff were like, Arnold Schwarzenegger is not going to be in Terminator? What? You know, that's like, it's just like, well, I feel really pressured, certainly, if I had to save a movie that a lot of people are already skeptical about, you know, and the fact that this guy kept screwing it up, you know, that I would be really freaking pissed. I would be like, hey, I'm really, really stressed out about this movie, you know, I really got to make sure that this thing works out perfectly, and you're screwing it up. You know what? You know, I'm just fucking pissed, you know? I mean, sure, if he has anger management issues, then yeah, he should definitely talk that over with a psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever. But, you know, still, you got to consider the fact that he's trying to really be serious about this role. So to say that he gets mad when family members suddenly start asking him for lots of money, you know, or when people start screwing over, you know, when he's trying to do a good job, you know, I don't see why suddenly, because you get really, really mad, that makes you a bad person. No, it means that you're really, really passionate about this movie. You know, like if you're in a group project with people, you don't want, and you're not the leader, but you really want to make sure that this thing goes well. You don't want people fucking it up. You don't want people being lazy. You want to make sure that it goes well, especially when the whole thing is riding on you. So that's just my opinion on why I think that people should really lighten up and consider where Christian Bale is coming from. And also, really quit it with all of a sudden saying, you know, oh, he's suddenly a bad Batman now, or suddenly, oh, he's a prima donna, you know, he's a spoiled actor. That's I personally think that's just really childish. Just saying that, or saying that he's a bad person just because, you know, all this stuff surfaces up. You know, I mean, really, he should tone it down, but I think many of these people should also tone it down, those who are treating him unfairly. Okay, well, that's all I have to say about this matter. You know, you're entitled to your own opinion. If you think he's a scumbag, well, then that's you. I'm just talking about it from a person, you know, from my personal experience, that I probably would have gotten really, really frustrated too. You know, I probably wouldn't have sounded so angry, but still, I would have gotten really, really irritated and frustrated. So yeah, that's basically my piece. Check out my other videos if you want to. Hope to see you in one of them. Feel free to comment along, you know, leave whatever, you know. I'd love to hear from all types of opinions. Well, see ya and have a good day.